So right now we're talking about the difference between a heavy single and a PR. Right now we're working on some programming here at Derby City with Average Joe Strength and Jiu-Jitsu in relation to some strength training aspects in barbell conditioning, which calls for a lot of our athletes to build to a heavy single. Now we've already received a lot of feedback, and this is a question I feel we need to go ahead and answer for those individuals is, well, I couldn't hit my PR today. I've never asked in this program, nor will I, for someone's PR. The program starts off by athletes building to a heavy single for the day of themselves. Now, heavy single, just like we talked about earlier in this video, is in relation to what's heavy for the athlete that day. We do have some percentage numbers based off previous heavy singles we'd like you to hit, but it's not off your all-time personal records. Those are completely different lifts than a daily heavy single that this program is calling for. This heavy single will also show you where the technique begins to break down, where we need to work on with the athlete. It also makes you reflect that, hey, last week's heavy single was 200 kilos, this week's 150 kilos, or 200 pounds or 100 pounds, whatever it was, but there's a big diminishing return effect from last week's heavy single to this. That's where you have to do some self-reflection. Is it my training itself, nutrition, diet, stretching, warm-up, cool-down? There could be a lot of different aspects that take place within your training that the heavy single is not lining up. I've worked with a lot of CrossFit athletes, been to a lot of CrossFit gyms, used to have a CrossFit gym. And when people see heavy single on the board, they automatically think I have to PR that day. And I'm trying to break that fit with this programming and make sure that people understand heavy single does not mean personal record. Those are two very distinct ways to lift and have different purposes within programming and training. So if you're going to do this program, make sure you realize that heavy single means relative to heavy that day. Now we do have some guidelines and stuff to follow that's more in the programming. You guys can get that on the website. But heavy single does not mean you're trying to PR every day. If you are to ask most athletes, their all-time personal records have actually occurred on days that they wasn't supposed to do PRs. It just happened that way. Now don't get me wrong, some of them do. The training and the stars align at the end of a good program, boom, PR, competition, knocked it out of the park. I can tell you my all-time best lifts have happened on days in the gym when I wasn't supposed to PR, or it felt good and kept going. I'm not saying a heavy single does not lead to a PR, but I'm saying the primary goal should not be that. It's to help us see the breakdowns in technique and weight and to help build confidence within our athletes so they can begin to move to progressionally heavier weights. Just want to get that out there, guys, so that we can understand the difference between a heavy single and a PR, okay? Don't go for PRs, go for heavy singles, especially with our programming. Now, at the end of this program that we're working on right now, you're not even going for a PR. It's still going to be a heavy single. If you PR, great. If you don't, who gives a shit? As long as your technique get better. Did your health markers improve? Did your technique improve? Let's go through the program again, and then we can go for PRs if need be. But if you're honestly on a program and your only goal on that program is to PR, you could end up disappointed. You need to approach it from getting better, getting healthier, getting stronger. Just need to get that out there for you guys, so the guys doing this new program, that when they're working on a heavy single, they know it's not a PR every day. If it leads to that, great. If it don't, good. Just keep training. And as always, see you in the gym.